Well, my thermometer tells me that with a little wind blowing here, it's minus 23. So you might wonder what I'm doing out here at minus 23. And the answer is what I always do. I'm out taking a walk for, 20, 30 minutes, not too long. And I do 2 or 3 of them a day. Why? Well, 1, I need the exercise. But 2, I find that walking clears the mind and gives you a chance to reflect and grow in powerful ways. Sometimes I'm up at dark 30, which here isn't even that early anymore because it's wintertime, so it stays dark till, 8 o'clock or later. But in any case, taking time for yourself, taking time to clear your mind, plan your day, and do things you want to do. Not just the fun, but the things that contribute and make you unique and add the good that you can. That's powerful stuff. So back in from the minus 20, whatever it is out there. And what is it? What does it mean to do things on a regular basis, to have habits that serve you? I've read different studies, and I read a lot of these when I was writing my books on meditation. And different studies tell you different things, but most of them agree that some huge portion of what we do every day is habit. And so I walk, like as I mentioned, for a couple of reasons. I walk for exercise. And I walk because it's a time that I'm alone. And there's lots of stuff going on around me, but I've learned to turn everything off so that I'm really alone. I can be completely alone. And I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll walk for a little space, just being in the walking. So feeling the cold and breathing the air and looking at the patterns of smoke or cold air, whatever it is. Steam, I guess, or not steam, frosty air or something when it's 1,000,000 below zero. And other times I will be very, very focused on a thought. Or I'll use that time to meditate and just completely relax my body and feel the pavement and the crunch of the snow when it's crunchy, and pay attention to slippery and see if the ice is slippery, both not to fall down, but also just the sense of being on the feet. And in this particular walk, one of the things I did is emulate skiing movements. I haven't been skiing yet this winter, and Joy and I are going to go several times. We bought a multi-day pass to several resorts that we really like, and so we're going to do a bit of that in the next month or 2. And so I emulated that a little bit to feel that, but all of that was as a result of just deciding to take the walk. And completely different than Phoenix, right? I'm wearing multi-layered clothes and everything because it's not cold in the house, but it's just it's good, and I like it. I'd much rather have the cold than the warm. I had a friend of mine post on Facebook that it's going down to minus 40 sometime this week, and that's what it might, especially with wind chill. I saw a forecast of minus 30 something, so out on his side of the city, it might be minus 40. So that's the typical. It usually gets there once or twice each winter, minus 40, and that's the same Fahrenheit and centigrade. Minus 40 is actually where they cross. But anyway, so my topic today to talk to you about is habits. Habits. So my habit of walking serves me really well. It creates exercise when it's cold like this. It's a number of, burns some calories and gets you pumped up and your heart's going and you get space and time to think. So that's a habit that I have that's really beneficial. And so it's one I really enjoy. And my question for myself, always, regularly, and that I'm sharing with you today is, are you examining the habits that you have and to see whether or not they serve you? Habits, 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 habits. If we do 85% of what we do as habit and don't think about it, then it makes such good sense to make sure that your habits are your servants and not your masters. So let's go over some of the habits that we might have that we could change if we wanted to, if they're not serving us. So what do you do in the morning for exercise? Do you get your body revved up? Do you stretch? Do you do some yoga? Do you do some push-ups or calisthenics? Or do you have a weight machine or a bike, elliptical or some other thing that you do? You walk the dog? Do you play a game, some tennis if you live in a climate that's not freezing cold like where we were in Phoenix? This would be a perfect time to, play some tennis. Beautiful weather there these days. I just looked, and lots of sunshine and 60 to 70 degree days. Around this time of the year, these shortest days, why it does tend to freeze once or twice, so you get a little frost on the pumpkin here and there. But what do you do for exercise to take care of your physical tabernacle, to keep it in health and strength, your temple that houses your spirit? And so that's a question. That's a habit you might want to change and make it a servant instead of a master. If you have, what do you eat in the morning? You eat a nutritious start to the day, some kind of nutrition shake or some cereal that's actually good for you instead of just processed garbage. Do you have a habit in the morning of starting your day right? So my morning habits consist of a ritual, which is prayer and scripture study and meditation and exercise. And sometimes I get up a little later, especially in the winter when it's cold and dark, till 9 o'clock. The sunrise isn't even until, 9, a little after 9 still. So at 7:30, it's still pitch black outside. Kind of starts getting light around 15 after 8. Anyway, so it's a little harder to get up at 5 o'clock. But I exercise during the day. Like I just took one walk, and I'll take 2 or 3 others. Not very long, 20, 30 minutes. So maybe end up an hour and a half. Good brisk, fast walks, a few miles, 5 or 6 miles. But anyway, so that's a morning ritual I have. Some exercise, some study, some scriptures, prayer, meditation. And then I also have a habit every day of doing some work on my business. So I'll read in a book. I just read The Untethered Soul yesterday by, I forgot his name. Very, very interesting book about disconnecting from, the ego, disconnecting from the true self, and that your spirit, the spirit that's actually you inside of you. And so that's the morning set of habits that I have. And then I have a bunch of marketing blocks and other things, and I'd like to talk about those later. That's business. But the point in this encouragement here, the light rope, is please take some time to establish some good habits for yourselves, for yourself. And if you only have to start with one tiny thing, that's okay. Just do one thing more than you did yesterday in the morning to start your day well. Really well. Take care of your spirit, your emotional well-being, your body, your heart, even if it's just 10 minutes. So in Garrett J. White's Wake Up Warrior program, he has something called the Core 4 Body Being Balanced Business. That's one way to look at it. I've modified it a little, called it SPEM-B, spiritual, physical, emotional, mental. And I put spiritual first because I think it should be. It's the foundation for everything else for me. So please take this challenge, establish a ritual today and do it tomorrow. And then leave a comment. Tell me what you did so I can celebrate with you. We'll see you tomorrow.